Hey up, ghosties. Oh, 'tis day. 'Tis indeed day. I mean, it's technically it's not a stream day. It's like specifically not a stream day, but I'm here regardless. I said I would be, and thus arriveth I am. Yeah. Hi. Let's say hi to everybody. Sammy, congratulations on first, and thank you for the Spotify reminder. Oh, hello.
Hello, Hive. Hope you all have a good stream.
Thanks for the resub. Hang on, let me turn my music down. Wait, turn that music down. That's too much. Okay. Sammy, hello. Callum, hello. Rotten, hello. Arctic, hello. Tyrio, hello. And Fang, hello. Hope you all are well. I've got the next week of surgery recovery to do all of mine. Oh dear. I didn't even get the out of stock screen. It wouldn't let me click on it in the first place. Oh, rip. Next time. Don't remind me of the impending art fight. I've got so many designs to do. Yeah, bro, it is unfortunately for you, it is in fact time. Art fight doth approach. And it is time that you have to start, you got to start considering your everything. Everybody, my name is Almost Sander and welcome home. If I'm a little EP today, please forgive me. I was too tired to literally stream at all yesterday, so I didn't. And I'm barely awake enough to do it today, but here I am. I don't want to make references. Rip. Sorry, King. Sorry, you gotta. My camera is in the wrong place. My camera looks weird. My lights aren't on. It's green. Just turned my light on and it's green. Right. Hi, hydrate. I can do that. Hello, captains. Yeah, I'm a little exhausted today. You're just gonna have to run with me. I'm trying to keep my shit together. I might read a little bit of us. Read it to me. Take me back to Ad Astra, my love. Hair clip? Yeah, I've got it's a spider. Can you see my spider okay? It's a spooter. Emily gave me a spooter. It's a gift from Emily. I quite like my spooter. Big fan of it. And I just don't want to touch my hair right now. Tonight is shower night, but I didn't have the energy to shower before stream, so I'm gonna shower after stream, but my hair feels icky because it's greasy, because that's what happens when it is shower day. So I'm a little bit falling apart. Heads up for those of you who care, I won't be able to stream this weekend because I'll be out of the state again to go see my mother for Mother's Day, and I have a concert on Friday, a concert on Saturday, and Mother's Day on Sunday, so I have an incredibly busy weekend. But yeah. Perfect stream to watch while reading Ad Astra. Exactly. Here, hang on. Fret not, friend. Let me read it to you. Ad Astra. I started reading it on the stream the other day. Oh, I can't just do that. I gotta. All right, time to just. Oh, 25 streams in a row. Goddamn. I was pronounced spider as spooter, and it's becoming a problem. No, that's correct. That's the right way to pronounce it. All right, where are you in Ad Astra? I'll just start reading. Good morning, bitch. Morning, dickhead. That is literally what I scrolled to. That is what I scrolled to, is good morning, bitch. Morning, dickhead. Tebble responds with a smile. That's where that is. That is, yeah. Anyways, it's art fight approaching, so I thought I'd chat about art fight again. First few paragraphs. Oh, perfect. I got you. Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? I have too many things open. I've decided that being on a liquid diet sucks. Yeah. Ads are over. Welcome back from the ads. Anyways, Ad Astra. No, art fight. That's what we're supposed to be talking about. Art fight, brothers. It's art fight time. Art fight. Look, it's art fight time. Look, it's art fight time. Does anybody here not know what art fight is? Like, is anybody like, hey, a quick pause, explain to me what art fight is, or have I talked about this long enough that everybody knows what's going on? Is everybody on the same page? We all know about art fight. Takes place in July. You draw art for each other. This will be my 5th year of art fight. I've been doing this bullshit for 4 years. This will be my 5th year, which is crazy. But it's about time that I get my things updated. I've already been going through and updating some of them. Like Fakin's things have been updated. I'm adjusting. My music feels too loud and too quiet all at the same time, and I don't want this song. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm having trouble focusing today. I'm sorry. But yeah, some of the characters are already done. Like Sawyer looks pretty good. He's got pretty extensive character reference sheets. Like, I feel like there's not really much more you could possibly want. Like, this is a hyper detailed character sheet. And I've also got like little drawings of him, so you can like, ah ha 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 ha, cool. I do want an extra photo of Sawyer just because like the only fully finished photo I have of him on here is this one, and this is an old design of him, so this one needs to go away. But I don't really have many, like, I don't have any. Do I have any finished drawings of him? The only finished drawings I have of him are the truck. I've got him sleeping in the truck, and when Kane's on the pole, this one, which is obviously about Kane, but like Sawyer's there, I guess. That's the closest I have. I need to do more art of this dude. I need to do like a finished piece of him. But I don't have that. But I do have other finished ones. Hey, quick heads up. I'm gonna show a character reference sheet for character Xander from our lore that has spoilers from episode 4. If you don't want spoilers from episode 4, look away, and also go watch it. It's been months already. Episode 5 is gonna come out this month. Come on. Anyways. Oh my god, wait, you guys haven't seen. Yeah, why are they spoilers in the first place? Hi, it's been forever. Hi, Rat. But I didn't get to show this yet. I finished drawing all of my characters clothed. And this is not technically all of my OCs, but this is all of the important ones, honestly. This is really everybody that matters. I have other OCs, but like, these are the ones I care about right now. But yeah. These are my people. Let me give you a little tour. Let me give you a quick tour. Hang on, it has to load. It's loading. Pretty people. These are my pretty people. I love them. Sorry, it's stuck loading right now. Hello? Oh, there we go. We're here. Okay. Obviously, we have Xander, Zadkiel, Sawyer, Jace, Embry, these two kiss. Othello, Lucas, Azazel. This is Brianna. This is Kane. We all know Kane. He's in a new fit right now. This is Myra. This is Blackstar. And this is Genesis. This is the first time I've actually drawn her. This is the first time I've drawn Genesis. I've drawn her since I was 14. First time I drew Myra. I've been drawing Kane for a while. First time I drew Brianna. Sorry, Myra, Brianna. I don't know if I said that wrong the first time. I draw Azazel a lot. I've been drawing Lucas forever. First time I ever drew Othello. And obviously I've drawn the rest of these guys. But there were some first times. Who's the twink with the mohawk and why he kind of looked like that one Monster High guy? First of all, saying he looks like Deuce is crazy. If that's who you're referring to, which I cannot think of anybody else that you would be referring to except for Deuce. That's nuts. Secondly, that twink with the mohawk is Kane. Do you like everybody else are essentially flat-footed? You know, he's got a little bit of a shoe, got a little bit of a heel on that cowboy boot. You know, most of them are flat-footed, and then He has these huge fucking stompers because he's fucking 5'7" and he's insecure about his height. So he wears big old shoes, big huge platforms so that he's taller, which is so funny. Like their feet are at the same level, but there's all this platform underneath there. It's very funny. But yeah, if you don't know about Kane, he's my here, you want to know more about Kane? Wait, where is it? It's in here. This is also Kane. This is also the twink with the mohawk. He dances. He's a dancer. I'll call it a dancer. He's from my dream of doing a webtoon or a comic book is gonna be these two. These are my boys. I'm trying to think of, but yeah, it's very fun. I do not think Twitch will like the tit there. There is no tit there. There's just man nipple, and Twitch isn't usually too bad about it if it's not that. Oh, he's a dancer. Yeah, he does a little bit of dancing. He does the cha-cha slide, if you will. A little 2 steps to the left, you know what I mean? Anyways, but yeah, I've been making character reference sheets for everybody for Art Fight, and this is kind of my new style. This is the Xander one. If you didn't want spoilers for episode 4, it's too late at this point. Here we are. This is the little Xander one I worked on. This is the first time I've done a Xander character reference sheet in literally years. The last Xander character reference sheet I ever did was this one. This is the last time I did a Xander character reference sheet, which, like, look at him. This looks nuts. That's so crazy. I don't know. It just he looks so different. Look how colorful he is. He's all grown up. Anyways, speaking of tits, man, how did hop surgery go? Rat, has it really been that long, bro? It's been like 6 months. Oh my god, has it? Wait, it's about to be 6 months. Holy. Top surgery went great. I'm smooth as a brick. I got nothing. I feel great. I've got 100% range of motion. I've been going to the gym. Here, hang on. I can, like, let me. I have a shirt on underneath this, but hang on. Let me out. But yeah, so smooth. 100% smooth. Very cool. Speaking of man tits, this is now my favorite conversation segue. Yeah. I've got my shit together. Feel great. It's a good experience. Massive gender envy, bro. It's a dream out here. It's a dream. I've been feeling really good about it. I've been trying to work out. I will say, as I'm starting to work out, so I'm not huge. We all know that. I'm not huge when it comes to muscles. But, like, if I get you to kind of, like, angle to see my chest, I'm very wide chested. These are my ribs. Like, I am very wide chested, so I sit very wide, which is crazy. And now that I have muscle here, like, I don't, like, sit like this. I sit up, and, like, my arms sit out a little bit because there's muscle there, and I look big chested, you know what I mean? Like, I just, like, that's that's muscle. Look at my chest. Look at this. That's muscle, brother. I've been going to the gym, and now all my shirts are starting to feel tight on me. Again, I'm not huge. I'm also fat. There's a lot of fat on me. But, like, all of my shirt sleeves feel tight. And I've not gained much, like muscle yet, but, like, it's enough that, like, all of my shirt sleeves are, like, tight to me. And it's starting to become an autistic nightmare, because all of my clothes is touching me all of the time, and it's driving me nuts. It's driving me just a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because everything is tight. And, like, I'm used to clothes being, like, tighter on my stomach sometimes because I'm fat. But like this is new. All of my shirts are tied on my arms. I'm going nuts. It's like every once in a while I'm like, oh bro, this gives me like euphoria, and then every once in a while I'm like, please stop touching me. It's really an experience. Anyways, this is the Xander character reference sheet, and then this is Azazel's. This is Azazel's reference sheet. I'm very happy with this one. Sorry, yeah, paying attention and just the music in the background. I can't tell if you guys, if it's too quiet or too loud, just let me know. I can adjust the music as necessary. But this is Azazel's, and then this is Zadkiel's. So these are the boys. So this is like my little like setup I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to do like clothed, unclothed, their back if they need it, and then a side profile. And Azazel's got clothed, unclothed, the back because of the tattoos, and then side profile. And then Zadkiel's back is the same as his front. It's just wings. So I just have a front and a side profile. And now I'm currently working on Myra's. Obviously, am not done with that. So I'm in the process of doing that. But yeah, that's then my work. So we're gonna work on Myra and try to finish her up real quickly. What do her eyebrows look like? She's got pretty same length. But what is this lore you speak of? Bro, we have somebody who doesn't know what I'm so sorry. I talk about this like everybody knows what's going on. Here, let me here, hang on. Hello, friend. Let me take you somewhere really quickly. I gotta pull it up. Hang on. Hold your titties. Everybody grab a titty and hold on. I gotta do some swapping around over here. So this, my friend, Anterio has sent a link in chat. This is my YouTube channel. And on my YouTube channel, I do sometimes post little game edited things and little like rants and fun things like that. But one of the main things I have there is what's called the Children of Aesir lore. This is a, so far, 3-year-long project that me and my friends have been writing, recording, voice acting, editing, producing, and putting out. We started writing it 3 years ago. The video started coming out a year ago. I think it's past a year now. Yeah, it's been over a year. March 30th. Oh my god. We missed the one we missed the 1 year anniversary. We missed it. Aw. Anyways, yeah, this is our lore. It's all recorded and put out in Minecraft, but we put like a huge amount of effort into it. I'm working on episode 5 right now. I arrived here during the TikTok viral top surgery time. Ah, yeah. So this has been in process for a while in between that. If you want to keep like updated on both that and also like when I'm live and stuff. Oh, I can't, I'm having a stroke. There you go. This is what I have mods for, sorry. I'm glad someone else asked for an explanation because I've just been going off of context clues and there's a YouTube. Honestly, that's crazy. I'm so sorry. For anybody who doesn't know, when we talk about lore, this is my YouTube channel. Exclamation point lore takes you to the YouTube channel. And this is the stuff. Obviously start. Yeah, there's lots of links. It's not exclamation point links. That's a different channel for you queen. It's exclamation point socials. That'll get what you want, I think. There you go. There's your link tree. Okay, thank you. Are you cheating on me with other streamers? Do you know other streamers' codes? Are you cheating on me? My head mod cheating on me? How could you? Anyways, so yeah, these are the ones that are up so far, and if you're interested, go watch them. Do take the warning seriously because there is dark and disturbing stuff in them, but they're pretty cool. We put a lot of effort into them. They take a lot of time. So, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely worth a watch if you've got the time. As of right now, I think it takes, what would it be? 13 minutes plus 15 minutes, so a half hour plus 23 minutes plus 27 minutes. So it takes like almost an hour and a half if you're going to watch all of them straight through right now. It'd take like an hour and a half. It's like movie length at this point. So there's a little bit of length to it. Not gonna be about to watch that to sleep because I'm gonna be busy all weekend. It was nice popping in. No worries, mate. Good to see you. It's good to have you here. But yeah, that's that. If you want a cool video to sleep to, my Power and Abuse in the Dream SMP video essay is one of my favorite videos I've ever made ever, and it's an hour and 14 minutes long. It's a great experience. Cannot recommend it enough. As a person with narcolepsy and insomnia, because brain said fuck you, I'm typically up at night a lot. There you go. I never got into the Dream SMP. Honestly, you don't necessarily need to like the Dream SMP to like the video. It helps a lot, but it mostly what it talks about is power abuse, and it uses characters from the Dream SMP to explain the different types of power and how they can be abused in society and in the story. It helps if you know who the characters are, but I explain everything that you need to know. It's weird. Anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. Art fight. But yeah, we got to get some of these updated. I also want to go through and like start saving like bookmarks and stuff. I'm very excited for Art Fight. We've got like 54 days left, as the title says. But yeah, Azazel and Zadkiel are both getting updated character reference sheets. Those I can upload. Kane and Sawyer probably are not going to get updated ones. I did update Kane's images already, so he's got this one up, and then he's got the two actual reference sheets. This one needs to go, and then this one's good for vibes. Sawyer, I need a finished like full body image of Sawyer. I don't do a lot of those, so I really need to do those. Me when I join stream and immediately derail everything. No, that's so okay. I derail most of my own shit. So Sawyer, I need to do a full body thing. Fayakin is done. I won't be doing any more art for him, at least not now. Everything that you could need to draw my boy is here. He's got all of his character reference sheets from when he was young, from the oldest, from when he was young, growing up, and fully grown. I have them in age order. This is the youngest you ever see him, and this is the oldest you ever see him. For reference, Fayakin is my D&D character from my last campaign. I love him just so much. Look at my little boy. He's all grown up with his broken wing. His scars and his lightning, and he's so perfect. Anyways, sorry. I get swept up in him sometimes. Zadkiel, I have the updated reference sheet for. Xander, I have an updated reference sheet for. Zesper is not getting an updated reference sheet. I'm sorry. I just don't care about him enough. You get the one draw. I've never drawn him again. This is the only drawing I've ever done him in. I've drawn my quote unquote persona once ever, and other people have drawn him for me, which like is a really great experience. I love him so much. Yeah, there's been some fun little art of the guy. He's pretty cool. He was included in a mass attack, which I think was very fun. He's right here. I thought it was really cool to see him in a mass attack. But yeah. So those are gonna be, and then we are adding on. We are gonna be adding Myra, Othello. I'm going to try to add Genesis and Brianna. And I don't think I'm going to add Blackstar and Lucas because they're too personal for me to put on Art Fight. I just don't think I'd be comfortable putting them up on Art Fight. Those Blackstar and Lucas are for Xander. Those are for me. Those are mine. And then where did Jason Embry go? I used to have, where are Jason Embry? Hold on. Oh, they're hidden. Do we bring back Jason Embry this year? We could bring the boys back. I will put them behind Xander. We could let people. I just don't care about them as much as I used to, but they could be here. They could be permitted to return. There they are. A couple people enjoyed drawing Embry. I do need to do updated drawings of him or of them. This was the coolest one I think I got. The thing is, like, I really struggle with Embry because no drawing anybody has ever done of them looks like them. And no drawing of them I've ever done looks like them. Like, normally I see a character and I'm like, oh my god, that's Embry. But I see this and I'm like, I don't know who that is. I see this and I'm like, this is awesome art. I don't know who that is. They got everything right. The shaved sides, the long hair, the horns, the eyes, everything's right. That should be Embry. It's not. They're a little whitewashed, but that's okay. But like, I don't know why. And even like looking at this, I see it, but that's not Embry. This is the only character I've ever had this for. I cannot figure out why it's never ever looked like them. I cannot figure out how to make them look like themselves. I don't know what they look like. This isn't right. This isn't right. Something's not right. I've never figured it out. I don't know why, but I never have. Versus like Jace is pretty easy. Admittedly, he has this drawing and nothing else. This is the only time I'd ever drawn him before. And then he's got his fucking physical description. And yet somehow people still like oh god, I forgot about Pink Pilates Princess. I did in fact forget about that. Yes. I did forget about that. But like people did great like drawing him. Like it was super awesome to see him get drawn and be like, "Oh yeah, that's Jace. Easy. Looks like Jace. This, yep, there he is. Looks like Jace. There he is. That's my character." But I can't do that with Embry. I've got like character dysphoria. I don't know why. It's weird. But we're going to get updated things for everybody. We're going to get them all taken care of, and we'll get them all uploaded and get them all touched up. You know? So let's work on Myra, because she is who we're working on ATM. I can't stay up super late tonight either, because I do have to sleep. I have a long weekend ahead of me. Why do I still have Ad Astra open? Bro, I want to be listening to Ad Astra right now. It's like gender dysphoria, but for OCs. Yes, but it's just Embry. It's just Embry. I have tried everything to get my description of Embry to look right on the page. And I'm starting to suspect I don't know what Embry looks like. My descriptions for them were wrong. Like, Embry needs like a full, complete overhaul. I'm having Embry dysmorphia. I'm certain that I need to like completely scrap Embry's character design and redesign them from the bottom up. Like, I need a completely new design. Whatever they have right now isn't right. And like this is, oh, okay, this is crashed. It's crashed. It's oh, don't you do that. Give it a second. It's loading. This is a huge file. It really doesn't like opening this file because it is a huge file. All of these characters are fully drawn underneath these clothes too, so there's like well over 100 layers on this one image. So just give it a second. It has to load 100 different layers. But like this drawing of Embry is closer to what I think they're supposed to look like. It's really trying. It's getting there. There we go. Like this, like that kind of looks like them. But I'm still just not just like, oh my god, there they are. Like this is like, oh my god, that's Othello. Like there he is, perfect. These two, oh my god, Sawyer and Jace. First off, Sawyer and Jace, two of the prettiest boys I own. These top tier boys. Gorgeous men. Wish I could make them kiss. They are both indeed boy kissers, but they have different boys to kiss. But these are peak character design. Top class. Honestly, these two also pretty great. Oh my god, look at that pair. I could never imagine it because that just does not work. This is a very religious man, and this is literally the son of Satan, but whatever. Azazel's also really pretty. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. All of my characters are really pretty. I got very pretty characters. I mean, come on. Ever since I've drawn Genesis, I can't stop just staring at her. Fuck me, she's pretty. She's so pretty. This is the first time I'm drawing any of my OCs. It's really an experience. I'm the same. I'm slowly trying to design them over time, but Christ, is it hard? No, it's so hard. Genesis. And Genesis is so pretty. And Genesis and Brianna both exist within like the Y2K era. Like they're both like early 2000s teenagers. So like her in like the early like 2000s fit is so cute. And then Brianna, like, come on. They're so cute together. Ah! Literally crawling all over myself. I love them so much. Bunch of woman kissers. I love them. I think this is the only straight man on the entire page. This is the only straight character I own. It's just him. Even his girlfriend is technically bi. But like this is the straight man. At the beginning of it all, at the center of it all is a straight white man. I know what I want them to look like, but I don't have enough skills to make them look how I want them to look. Yeah, that's where it's just like references. That's what it's gonna take. Reference everything. Reference eye shape, lip shape, hair shape, all of it. I definitely understand, because like if you pull up like some of my older like OC references, like even if you like pull up like old Jace references, like I very clearly was not, he wasn't looking how I wanted him to look. But like it was all I had. I think both of these are traced from poses. But yeah. I reference all of it. I reference everything. And also, if you're trying to get an exact shape of something, I literally don't see anything wrong with tracing. You're not claiming it as your own art. You're using a reference. Like, I personally don't think there's anything wrong with it. Myra has a center part, so it's gonna be like there. It's gonna be like there. Trying to like okay. I'm trying to like plan out. Did I give you little face framers? I did. Okay. You've got like a little bit of curl to your hair. I think I put your ear too far back too, but we'll see. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah. And then get rid of the back of her head. And she's gonna be like here. This would be like her. Eh. Okay. And then this is how I do it. I like get like the setup I need, and then I get that liquefy tool out and I just fuck with it until it looks like how I want. Like right now, top of that head's a little too high. Lay that out a little bit. Pull that out a little here. I feel like her ear is too far back. Like that. Give her like a little bit soft. Pull that chin back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. I don't like this either. This is, I want these to be like the ones that are tucked behind, and I want there to be like that maybe. Something like this. And then I do ears like this. Boop, boop, boop. Something like that. I feel like her eye is not in the right place. No, maybe it is. Yeah, that's like kind of correct. Something like that. I don't know. That's kind of what we're going for. I'm here and I'm alive. Hello. I'm considering making one of my OCs just some cishet guy who defies my entire fantasy plotline for the shits and the giggles. We've got all these sorcerers, and then next to them, random office worker. Yeah, that's just Stefan. Super regular guy, sorry. I need not that. Oh, Noah Khan. What are we doing today though? Fighting art. We are like fist brawling and running it through the mud art, or do we slap the art in each other's face art? Personally, both. I'm more of like a tie it up and drag it behind my truck. I don't own a truck, but I do own rope. So I also feel like I need her face to be like a little bit longer. But I don't know how to like how do I get there we go, that's better. That's more correct. Yeah, she's got like just a little bit of a longer, like ovular face. Okay. All right, let's try to ink this bad boy. Fun. Who's this person though? She looks very pretty and uses a bow. She does. Her name is Myra. Myra is one of the characters from Lamb of Gods. That's the book I'm writing. This is indeed her. I like her a lot. She is one of the main three of the book. There's Myra, Othello, and then our main character is Azazel. Myra is, like Othello is, one of the guards that's appointed to take care of Azazel. I usually try to do like a little bit like down and then up. That's not right. That's too. See. I need to just trust my lines originally. Hit. So this is one of the guards. She uses a bow. Othello uses a sword. I want her to have a pretty soft jawline. I might not even give her a jawline, Teebs. I might just omit the jawline altogether. I give her a little bit of like the neck thing and like just like assume that she has a jaw there. I don't know. I envy the ability to draw and also write an actual functioning book instead of a mess of different ideas that I shoved together. Honestly, the book is a mess of a bunch of different fucking ideas that I've just kind of jammed into one and been like, that makes a book. That is just kind of how my writing experience is. I'm currently in the editing phase of Lamb of Gods. And it's rough, Captain. I might be going down with the ship. I'm gonna be real with you. It has been really difficult. I feel like I need to like. I'm trying to like. I don't know what I can do differently to make this curve the way I want. Something like this, but that's just not right either. I want this to like flow a little bit more naturally. Like that. That might be better. Something like this, I don't know. But yeah, it's the editing phase has been a pretty rough one. I won't lie to you. I've been reading through the book, trying to figure out like, okay, what do I need to edit? What do I need to change? What needs growth? What needs development? What still doesn't make sense? And I've been writing this book for, God, I don't know, has it been 2 years now? I think something like that. And like, it's still putting up a fight. I'm still working on reading through it and making sure that shit makes somewhat sense, which is difficult, but it's getting there. Yeah. Something like this. This has been too many lines for the art, but whatever. A little bit there. Did I give her like staggered hair? No, it's just like the parts that she tucks behind her ears. And the part that like kind of falls forward. Maybe I add that. Maybe I add the little like one like tucked behind her ear. And then we'll just leave that. Like that. Okay. I think that's kind of what we're going for. Ooh, I still want that shoulder kind of like insinuation. There we go. That just kind of like helps like delineate like where her body is and shit. Boop. And then I cannot take My Chemical Romance like this right now. I'll lose my marbles. My music needs to chill out. That's worse. That's worse. That's also bad. This is good. Sorry, I'm like I can't deal with music right now. Boop boop. All right. Oop. Yeah, that's what Myra looks like. And then I just need to like pick like the things that are important to like kind of like I've been making little notes on each of their sheets. So like this is necklace from mother. Just giving like little things that I can add in that the people might need to know. I feel like I don't have a lot to say for her. A ship is still a ship even while sinking, and a ship will still be beautiful in its glory. That's so real. I want to write, but I cannot. You can. I do not. I've lost the fight. I haven't been able to write for a long time. I did a story of my characters recently. It was so liberating. Yeah. Do I have to punch whatever you were fighting to give you a break? Lord, I'm incredibly proud of myself. That's so good. I love that for you. I'm glad you were able to get there. It really is. It's a fight. Sometimes it's a little bit of a fight to the death to get where you want to get with writing and with art. Writing is really hard, man. That's the thing. So many people want to be writers. So many people want to be authors. Like it's a dream a lot of people have. And like a lot of people start writing, and very, 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 very few people, in comparison to the amount of people that write, finish. That's like one of the #1 statistics. If you've ever, beginning to end, chapter 1 to ending story, finished a novel, finished writing a full-length novel, you are already in like the 10%. That is the biggest fall off that happens in writing. From like everybody who's like, I want to be a writer, to everybody who is a full-time published author. The #1 fall off place, the biggest drop in numbers, is finishing the first draft of a novel. The percentage of people who start a novel and finish a novel is minuscule compared to the amount of people who finish a novel and the people who become regular published authors. That is a much more reasonable number than the first one. So if you can just finish a book, you have beaten the odds already. Now you just got to do the rest of it, which includes making the book actually good. And also remember that your standards for your own writing are probably way higher than anybody else's are. Gentle reminders. I feel like I don't have anything else to add to Myra's, but I feel like I don't have enough, but I don't have a whole lot to say for her. I don't know. There's like This is I don't know. I think school trying to force me made my autism look at writing and go, no. Yeah, I loved my 8th grade English teacher. I made poems back then. She was so supportive of it. I made poems every time I could in class because of everything was boring. We're our biggest critics. So fuck you, Pio. You aren't as bad as you think Fuck you, Pio. You aren't as bad as you think I am. Yeah. I'm still a huge poet. I just don't share my poetry. My poetry is like, for me, I write poetry to like cope. But I love writing poetry. Poetry is awesome. I love writing it. I love reading it. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great form of expression. And yeah, we are definitely our harshest critics. Like I'm really trying to get through this book. I'm hopeful if I can get through like the editing phase of this book and get the draft 2 done. I think I'm gonna start actually reaching out to like publishers and stuff. Like I keep promising myself I'm going to do and then not doing because I am simply too stressed to do it. But like I'm trying so hard. And it really is, Arctic had touched on something earlier that is like a huge like idea. Like it's a great idea, is writing just something little. Write something little for your characters. If you're trying to be a novel writer and you keep getting stuck, I tried to force this on Tyrio earlier. If you keep getting stuck in these loops of like trying to write these big novels, trying to write these huge stories with the sprawling descriptions, pages and pages and pages and pages and pages, stop it. Cut yourself down. Chop your legs off. Like, put a timer in front of you. Or put a very strict limit. Sometimes the limit is pulling out, like, a notebook. And you get 1 page. Tell a story. You get 1 piece of paper. Front and back if you want to. And that's it. It has to be over when you're done. Set yourself a rule on Google Docs. You can write, but when it hits 1,000 words, 2,000 words, 3 pages, whatever it is, you have to stop. Write something little. If you don't need those super strict rules, you can do them short. But like, give me an assignment, English teacher. Okay, your assignment is a short story. You get 2 pages maximum. If you're doing Google Docs, so it's like typed, you get 2 pages maximum. And your prompt is a final moment. That is your prompt. It's a final moment. Interpret as you will what that might mean, what characters you want to involve, if the mood is happy, if the mood is sad, if the mood is bitter, if the mood is nostalgic, whatever it is. Your goals are 2 pages of writing, a final moment, and you will yes, I will. If you finish it while I'm live on stream, I will grade it live on stream. I'm also gonna add in, I want you to check for sentence structure. Make sure you're varying your sentences. I want you to check for character voice. Whether you're writing this in first person or third person, I want to be able to learn about this character while I'm reading it. And it can be 1 character, 2 characters, 10 characters, doesn't matter to me. What's the other thing to help here? Give me at least 1 example of a really strong metaphor or simile somewhere in there. Those are your assignments. A really strong metaphor or simile that's being used. Some good symbolism being used. Super, super fun. Have fun. I got this. You got this. Can you write this down? Yeah, I can here. Okay. So here's the rules today. If you're doing a writing challenge while we're streaming, you get 2 pages max. A final moment. Focus on sentence structure and character voice. Okay. And add a good metaphor, simile, or a motif you could use if you'd like. Whichever you'd like. So 2 pages max, a final moment, focus on sentence structure and character voice, and add a good metaphor, simile, motif, something like that. I have no idea what sentence structure is, and I'm bad at character voice. Okay, sentence structure. We're looking for variety. If every single one of your sentences is, I stood up, I walked to her, I said this, I reached into my bag, I pulled out a gun, I put it to my head, I pulled the trigger. We're bored. We're bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. Okay? They're all the same length. They all start the same way. Vary it. Give me short sentences. Give me long sentences. Give me sentences that start in different ways. That's your sentence structure. Character voice is, I want to be able to, what does final moment mean? This is the theme, like the topic, the prompt. Prompt. That means like, that's like what it should be about. That's just like, if you need a prompt to get started, that's what it should be about. This can be nostalgic, it can be happy, it can be sad, it can be mournful, it could be, high school graduation, it could be a funeral, like it could be anything, just like a final moment. Character voice is, I need to be able to know some things about your character from either their internal monologue or the way that you're talking about them. Like, so internal monologue is like, if you're in first person, it's like, I stand above my grandmother's grave, shuffling my feet in anxiety. I can't believe she'd leave me here with my mother. Like I need to be able to learn about your character through the way that they're talking to themselves. Little quirks about the way that they refer to themselves or the things around them. If it's third person, you can do the same amount of thing. Just explain to us what the character is thinking and feeling. So like, you're gonna show us. This is a show not tell. Show, not tell. That's the point of this. Don't say, she was shy. Give me that through the character. Give me that through the shyness. Don't tell me, she resented high school. Tell me through her voice, his voice, their voice, whatever it is. Does everybody have a screenshot of this that they want? Everybody got what they need? You guys have like an hour. You guys have an hour. If you want it read on stream and graded. If you want it actually read here on stream, that's its own thing. If you want it, otherwise you can take as much time as you want, and then post it in the the writing channel in the Discord, and I will read it and grade it that way for you. But if you want it live, you've got like an hour. Cool. If anybody needs me to go back to that, let me know. I love giving you guys assignments. That's fun. I really, 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 really miss being an English teacher. I won't lie to you. I will not lie to you. I really miss being an English teacher. All right, what else can I add to my res? I mean, I can do... Maybe I do... Love deeper, even if it kills me, us. Oh god. Oh god, I can't draw a curved line. Oh god, I'm trying. There we go. I love when the descriptions are influenced by the character it's centered on. Yes, that is good writing. That is great writing. I love it when you give the viewers homework, honestly. Yeah, it's fun. It's interactive. We're doing something together. Yeah, if I could, really quickly, add Astra. Not to pull Ad Astra up again, but if you're a PO, you were confused on what character voice is, or that you're bad at it. Ad Astra is one of the best things that you could possibly give on it. Let me see if I can pull up... let's see, let me grab a chunk here. Okay, here is a great example of character voice, like the way that Tubbo is thinking. Okay, these are some things. Okay, he spreads one hand along the side of the Asachi. Here, I'm just gonna. He spreads one hand on the side of the Asachi, smiling fondly, stroking over the metal plating, fingertips tracing over grooves and rivets, knows the shape of each one by heart. There's a lot of pilots that fly for the paycheck, or because they can't be bothered to find anything else to do, but that's not why Tubbo's out here. Not why he bitches and groans anytime he actually has to land. He's a pilot because he loves it, because there's nothing like hurtling through the black expanse of space with 1,000 winking stars around you, or navigating the tricky tight press of an asteroid belt. That right there, you give the character voice at the beginning of he's tracing his hands across his spaceship and knows where every rivet in the wall is. And then the text pauses to tell us about, tell us about Tubbo. But you can't just tell us the thing. You have to show us the thing, And then like internal voice would be stuff like, let's see. Yeah, I wish you'd come with me, Tubbo thinks, but he doesn't say. Knows there's no point, because while Tommy does love him, he loves his home planet more, and it was no contest, really. Tubbo only asked him once, mistakenly, amidst tears and furious packing, and the deafening silence that followed his plea was more than enough to convince him to never ask again. We just get, like, little ideas about how Tubbo thinks and feels. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. There's probably better examples of character voice, but I'd have to, like, actually get, like, a... I'm gonna start like writing up like character lesson, like writing lessons. You know what I mean? But yeah. But like, it's just like internal monologue or external monologue of just like how you differentiate one character from another. Unironically, if you have access to it, if you're one of my personal friends who has access to Emily's writing, that's a fantastic, one of the best examples I have of character voice. In that, Emily's book, it's not available yet if you're not one of her friends, but it will be someday. It's a dual perspective book. It switches perspectives per chapter, and there's never a single time in that entire book that I couldn't open to read a sentence and know exactly who's talking immediately, because like one character is more pessimistic, one character is more optimistic, one character views everything through a very like light and like above kind of view, one character is very grounded and very like flat forward, and like like the way that they describe things is distinct. I should know who your character is when I listen to the way they describe things. Thankful for the writing assignment. It's going to be late, but I will get it done after work. That's so valid. Do it whenever makes you happy. Do whatever brings you joy. I'm gonna like Gonna do a little. I was gonna. Okay, hang on. I need to find the like. I'm gonna see if I can get like a. I want to do like a very simple wisteria tree. Like something like this. Because this is like, that's like the whole point. Because that's going to be what her little necklace is. Okay, there we go. Something like that, yeah. And I'm gonna do like the I just do this on the same layer as her. I'm gonna try to have like the like the beads are gonna be wood as well, but they're gonna be like I know they're really messily drawn. Should I clean these up? I should clean these up. This is like an actual, this is supposed to be like a finished thing, and I'm just like barely drawing circles over here. I should probably just like actually put effort into drawing this slowly, but it's fine. I won't. I'm not normal about wisteria trees. I named a character after those, and when I get around to drawing her, I feel like I need to capture the essence of her namesake. Yeah, I'm also not normal about wisteria trees. That's the entire point of this book, man. The town they live in is literally called Wisteria. And like they make comments on like, we don't know if it was the town that came first or the trees, but it didn't matter because they were inseparable from each other. Like it's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing. Oops. Okay, and then, oops. I'll do this like dark or like lighter. So that way we get like the vibe. And I'm just gonna do like the whole thing lighter, because like I'm not gonna try to differentiate. Not when I've only got like, I'm working as like this is like a wood carving. That's what I'm trying to do. And I might add some extra lines to make it look a little bit more wood carving-y. We'll see. Talking about Tracy? Okay. Yeah, and then like just like a general like give it a little bit of texture. Okay. And then I'm actually going to take this and slight adjustment on that arrow. But I think this is probably good. That's probably all I really need for this. I can do like, I can like specify that these are wood by giving them like a little bit of like wood grain. I think that might help give the vibe I'm looking for. Oh, and also, okay, there you go, Myra. She's here, our queen. Our queen. There she is. Okay. So I have Xander, Azazel, Zadkiel, and Myra. I have not done Othello yet. Ugh. It's one after another. I don't even know if I want to do all of Othello's right now. I might go work on my art fight, like start like separating out the characters and everything. Oh, I don't want that. But let's go grab Othello and at least put him in place. Othello, where are you? This is what I've been doing. I've been taking all the layers of these guys, drag them up over here. Oop. And then you have to reorganize because for whatever reason it copies them in like in the opposite order. Boop. Cool. All right. Hello, King. And then double up your you, duplicate and grab you. Get you out of those clothes, King. Cool. Good to have you here. And I'll have to draw his sword because he's got a sword. He also is one of those characters who, like, both Myra and Othello are both those characters that I really don't need to draw them outside of their clothes. You can assume what Myra looks like. I didn't need to draw her undressed, but I did. Like, I just, because I have it, so I can give it to you. Same thing with, like Othello. Like, he looks the same. You could assume what's under there. There's nothing really shocking hidden underneath his clothes. Unlike, like, Azazel, who, like, I need to show you different levels of clothes, and, like, Xander has things hidden under his clothes that, like, Myra and Othello just don't have that. They're just regular-ass human beings with nothing to hide under their pants. So taking them out of their pants is probably not necessary, but I keep doing it just in case. I don't know. Are his sleeves not colored in? Sir? Fully not. I want to do like little... Do some little colorful stitching maybe. Cool. Yeah. He's very cool. I'm a big fan of my man. How's the writing going, chatters who are doing the writing? Have you picked what you're writing about yet? Settled on a topic or a character or a scene at least? If you have not yet, you're probably deep enough in that you need to settle on your It's Warriors Cats to know what's surprise. That's so valid. Halfway through a page. Huge. Good, says Sammy. Awesome. Good to hear that nobody's like, I'm still trying to come up with an idea. Because if you are at that point, it's time to choose. Settle on whatever you just thought of last and go. Halfway through a page is huge already. Good movement. Good movement. And be aware of your spacing. Have a great piece of idea. A great idea to have is keep your pacing in mind and have an end goal. Because if you, a lot of times, like when Tyrio asked earlier of like, hey, does role playing count as writing something little? No, because you don't have a goal in mind. You don't have an end point where you want to take it all the way through, and if you do, it's years away. Like, it should be like you should be going into this writing with an idea of like, here's how I want to end it. I want to end it like, end it really strong. Don't just cut off on a random sentence. Give me a finalized thing. Like, it's gonna end to a certain point. And it could be a like a cliffhanger, or it could be like very like, you know, I wrote like a little thing years ago, called, I think I just called it like sad story thing. But nowadays I think it's called We Were Sick. Yeah, We Were Sick. This is a little piece of writing I did. It's a short story I decided to write. That was, how many words? 2,200 words. It's 4 pages long. I wrote, well, it's more like 3 pages long. And the opening for it is, we were sick. No, more than that, we were dying. That's the opening to it. And the very, very end of it, I had an idea for an end of it. And the end is, the water got darker, the pressure got heavier, his face got blurrier, and so with the first drop of rain, the world paused, the wind held its breath, and the sky mourned. Like, it ended. Like, it began and it ended. Like, give me that. I have a semblance of an idea, but ugh, motivation. I'll start writing and see if it ends up being anything. Do it. Because think about it. If not, what have you wasted? 30 minutes writing 2 pages? Maybe you waste an hour. The thing is, this isn't for a grade. I'm not your professor. I'm not your publisher. I'm barely your friend. Like, it's a Tyrio and Pio, but for the rest of you, I'm just a stranger that you watch on the internet. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm not going to hurt you with it. But the worst you can get is a couple pieces of criticism, and the best that you can get is, hey, look at this awesome little experience I had. Pio, I'm sorry. No, you are my friend. I'm sorry. Pio and Tyrio are my friends. The rest of you guys are viewers. Smooches, I love you. Parasocially. I love you parasocially. Stranger who took me to a convention for no reason and called me his head mod. You're gonna ride that one for a while, aren't you? You're gonna ride that for a bit. I very much will. Hey, at least you're honest. I mean, unironically, I meant it. Like, I don't really know. If I didn't call you head mod, I'm not really sure who else I would possibly give that designation to. Unless it's fucking myself, so. Yeah, I gotta decide what my... Glad to be here. I need to figure out what, like, my... Is making the font really big cheating, yes or no? Hang on, what did I say here? 2-page max. Maximum. You don't have to fill a full 2 pages. If you can give me a full story, beginning, middle, end, give me a full final moment, give me variety in your sentence structure, give me character voice, tell me who your character is, make me care about them, give me good metaphor, simile, motif, symbolism, something in there. All of that in a page, do it. If you can get it to me in 2 paragraphs, do it. Try yourself. This is flash fiction is what this is called. There's short stories which are shorter than novels and stuff like that. There's novels, novellas, short stories, and then what are called flash fiction, which are like teeny tiny little like bursts of words. Let me see what the rules are in terms of flash fiction length. Flash fiction. Word counts for flash fiction. Word count. Word limit. Yes, flash fiction is under 1,500 words. Usually it is between 100 and 100, between 100 words and 1,500 words is flash fiction. Yeah. With a strange agreed upon minimum of 53 words. But yeah, anything under 1,500 words is flash fiction. I'm consulting the old notes to write this guy. Yes, refer back to the ancient tomes. Yeah, flash fiction is really fun because it's fast to write, it's fast to read, and if you work really diligently at it, you can tell a whole story in 1,000 words. Easy. Easy. I gotta decide. I need to decide for Othello, what my plan is for like his like the background vibe, because I keep struggling with like trying to decide what I want to show, like because like Xander's is just like really really bright. Azazel's has like the flowers. Zadkiel's, I had no idea what I was doing. Myra's is just a little dainty. But Othello's like I don't really have an idea. Like in terms of like what his visual is gonna be. Like his little background design. I mean, I could do like, I could do like a, like cathedral look. Like, especially if I darkened this up. If I darken that up, and then I do like this. Like, and I'd probably have to, I need to clean that up a little bit, but like, I feel like I could make like a, like standing in front of a window look cool. And then I could do like a, this like behind the self-portrait down here. Why does it always do that? It's weird. Okay. I'll do this like behind the self-portrait and then do like a little boop. Like that. Something like this. That'll be like India. So I'll do, this is Othello. God, the biggest struggle with these is my handwriting being so fucking bad. I really just would like my handwriting to look nice, but it doesn't. And he's 5'11", and he's... I don't remember how old my own fucking characters are. I don't remember. Fuck. Is it in here? Where the fuck is this shit? Is realized a word? No. Realized. I mean, it can, yeah, realizes to become aware of something again. I mean, I don't think it's technically a word. It's like, it's not like a definition word. Usually you'd use the phrase realized once again. Something that means I reminded myself or I was reminded. Yeah, I realized once again would be the correct term. It's implying that you realized it before, but now you're re-realizing it. Like you said, re-realizing would be realized once again, I guess. Yeah, you could use it. I mean, there's no rules in writing. Everything's a sham. There are no rules. Let's be real with you. I don't know how old Othello is. I don't know how old you are. How old are you? Where the fuck are all my characters? I'm supposed to have a sheet somewhere that talks about all of this. Othello is... oh, I also... so he's 5, 6, 7, 8. She's 22. So he's 25. I think that's how the math happens. God, please, my handwriting. Okay. That word, that feels weird to say re-realized isn't a word, but to say the word to realize once again is to re-realize something. Yeah. I'm gonna use it because it sounds right. Yeah, use it. Finished? Sammy, nice. Good work. If you want, I can tear into you now, or we can hold off and let some other people finish as well. And then we can all tear together. If you want to prep it to send it to me, what you're gonna do is make sure that you are using a Google Doc that does not have your legal name on it. If you're using like a school email, no, I do not have your full legal name on your Google Doc. Please find a different Google Doc that you you should normally have one that isn't your full legal name. And number two, if there's trigger warnings required, like if there is, you don't need content warnings for little things, but if there's trigger warnings for like self-harm, drug abuse, death, stuff like that, put a trigger warning at the top. Give me your word count at the top. And also give me your boundaries at the top in terms of what critique you want or don't want. You feel free to say all critique. If you don't want any critique, you can put that, but then there's very little reason for me to go through it all on live with you. But Few triggers, it's for death. That's good. I'm all cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Writing pretty words. Awesome. It's in there. Cool. I will read that in a moment. I will read that soon. I will give everybody else some time. Can I just send the link to you in DMs, or do you want it in the specific chat? If you're more comfortable just DMing me, that's fine too. As long as you're aware that it'll be read publicly, it's fine. It's fine if you just want to DM me. Ow! My top surgery hurts. Okay. Every once in a while, a nerve wakes up and it's like, oh my god, I'm dying, and then I'm okay again. All right. GUA guard of Zazel. Step by step to work it out day by day by day. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, and we're gonna take this, copy and paste. Whoop whoop. There we go. Because otherwise it was driving me nuts that it was not going to be even. Now it's even. Ending sucks as usual. Don't kneecap yourself. It's okay if you don't like it yet, but we'll see. What should I draw? Not reference? What should I draw? Not references. I understand. I don't know. I mean, if you want to join the prompt for everybody writing today was a final moment. Juice Demon. Juice Demon, that's a fun choice. Juice Demon, oops. Are you talking like a juice box that has evil intentions? Like a juice box that just really doesn't like you? Anti-Christian juice box? A Capri Sun that's going to hell? Is that the plan? Is that the intention here? You meant Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice like the actual character, and not a Capri Sun that is in cahoots with Satan himself. For my sake, could you also draw me a Capri Sun that's in cahoots with the demons? Beetlejuice is a Capri Sun? Yeah, that. The format's gonna be shit since I copy pasted it from a Word document to the Discord. Yeah, that's fine. I won't yell at you for formatting. I can format myself. That's fine. Young face. Okay. For anybody who is doing the writing challenge and is still working through it, we are at the half-hour point. It's been a half hour since you started. Take a look at yourself. Take a look at what you are. Take a look at what you've gotten done. See how you feel. If you want to submit tonight, your deadline's in half an hour. We'll probably start reading some of them once we have a couple more people done. Like I'm her daddy. I'm gonna prep a couple other pages because I don't want to draw right now. My brain is flat. Says Tyrio. Yeah, if you got a half hour left. She wanna hop in my pickup, but I ain't gonna pick up because I might miss the kickoff. Okay, who else needs new sheets? Oh yeah, Jason Embry. Jason Embry technically have character sheets, but yeah, I should make new ones. I was like, we should also get you. God, I have to make so many character reference sheets. I'm glad I started early. All right, let's at least get them all started. But you still can't hear it when a bitch rang. I ain't got no kids, but the way she talking to me, you would probably think I did. She calls me daddy. I ain't got no kids, but the way she talk to me, you'd think I'm her guardian. Okay, combine those down. And combine all of those down. And then combine these down. And then make... don't make 2 of those yet. Take the whole thing of this. Okay. Here's my boy. Here's my boy without his clothes on. Cool. I am gonna need a back pose for him because he does have back stuff to show. Ooh. I don't know what color I'm gonna make him. Like, he's very soldier, so my instinct is just to make it gray. And I could give him green, but that's more of Embry's thing. What if I gave him a little, like, gentle pink to be opposite of Embry? Of communicate. Just like a slightly warm pink. And do... This is... Jace, Uridel. I think that's how I spelt his last name once upon a time. I haven't written his name in literally years. And I don't have it on his other sheet, so. Jace is, I think he's 6'1". And then he's... I have no idea how old he is. I have no idea. I missed writing so much, I don't know why I stopped writing. Not enough free time, probably. Yeah, sometimes it's not enough free time. Sometimes it's feeling stuck, feeling trapped, feeling like you don't have any ideas. Will you be revisiting the writing thing at a later time if we can't finish in time? Gotta write slow. No worries from me if not, because I don't even know if I'll finish. What flavor Capri Sun? Kiwi strawberry. Yes, we can revisit later if you want to. When the time is up, just send what you have and I'll give you like feedback so far and then you can go nuts. If you want to finish, you don't have to, but when we hit the end of the time, if you want to just send it in and I'll give you opinions on what you've got and kind of see where you go from there. But yeah, we'll revisit stuff. And like I said, you can always send it in the writing chat and tag me and I'll come give you like opinions and stuff. Jace, you are 22. Oh, my back, bro. My shoulders really need something to happen to them. Whatever it is, it can't be this. I just still need to pack tonight, so I gotta keep an eye on my time. It's 10:30 already. Okay. Let me also get Embry's set up. And then I'll start looking at writing. Embry. Okay. Get rid of this. I need to do something to Embry because this just isn't it, Captain. Nope, that's not it. This one. Embry's also gonna need a back view because they also have stuff on their back. And Embry, I'm gonna do like a gentle green. Like that. Maybe a little bit darker. I'm gonna throw down. This can be thicker. Be thicker. Embry. Alloway. Embry is 5'11", and is, how old is Embry? 19. All right. We have the beginnings of character sheets for them. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Okay. Quick note, the location of my story is real, however, no deaths have ever actually occurred there. Okay. I'll get back to this if I get a chance. I'll go back to writing if I get a chance. But let's start talking about writing a little bit. And Sunny, I'll spend a little bit of time on yours and then talk a little bit about writing until other people start to be done. You've got about 20 minutes at absolute max. Might have you send it sooner if you are able to. Let's close down these. Let's close down these. Let's stream edit. We are not doing art ATM. We're doing just chatting. Cool. Boop. Close these. Close these. Close these. Google Docs. Okay. All right, Sunny. Not Sunny. Sammy. Grab this. I'm gonna copy paste this into Google Doc just so that I can format it for myself really quickly, because that makes it easier to use your eyeballs. I'm gonna assume I just have to do it when there's that. I'm gonna guess like there. Okay. All right. If this isn't perfect, it's whatever. I'll probably fluff out the story at some point and probably end it. Okay. All right. Hopefully everybody can see this for people who want to clock in. All right. So, it says, it was my last day at home before I left for college. My last chance to say goodbye to my best friend. I called, I'm going to say it's Avion, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I called Avion the night before to see if he wanted to go for a hike today as a goodbye. I hugged him hard when he pulled up to my house. My arms wrapped around his waist and his head settled atop mine. We got into his truck, and I had to pull myself up using the door handle as usual. It was a short drive with lots of twists and turns, and by the end, we were both a little car sick. I hopped out of the truck first, only to start coughing from the dust in the air. Avion. Avion hopped out too, and tossed my bag, nearly knocking me over from the force of the throw. Oops, sorry Sam, should have warned you, Avion said, laughing as I flipped him off. We started up the trail, being mindful of the danger steep drop sign at the start. Under the main sign, there was a small handmade tally board that marked how many people had started this hike and never finished it. Avion and I had hiked this trail many times before, and we knew exactly where the dangerous parts were and how to avoid them, so we weren't worried. We should have been more careful. See, this is where I would do we should have been more careful. Like that. That's how I would do it. We should have been more careful. Around an hour into the hike, we found ourselves in a heated debate over ice cream of all things. Avion turned to me, about to start on another rant, when he placed his foot on an unstable rock. He froze mid-word, his eyes widened, and a look of horror spread over his face. His body started moving faster than I thought possible. I couldn't do anything. He screamed, his voice filled with terror. Avion! I lunged forward, but it was too late. His fingers slipped through mine, and he tumbled backwards. For a moment, he looked like an angel, frozen in time, floating above certain death. There you go. That's fun. Okay, so theme, obviously, final moment, that manages. Your symbolism or motif or simile is whoop, whoop, right there. For a moment, he looked like an angel. That's going to be a simile for you. Frozen time floating above certain death, which is super imagery invoking. That's a super fun imagery because I'm imagining, you know, he slips backwards, he puts his hands out as people do. That's the startle reflex. He puts his hands out to like try to like control his fall. And yeah, for a moment, like he's floating there for just like a moment. And then that's, you know, you don't even need to, the thing is you've left us exactly where you need to leave us. You don't have to tell us he hit the ground because we have this crazy thing called gravity where hitting the ground is assumed when you fall. So you don't need to give us that. You left it off at a place that I would leave it off at. Like just for a moment, he looked like an angel, frozen time, floating above certain death. Like that's the last moment you need to have in your head. Because you leave us on the most powerful part of it. We should have been more careful is a really fun line. I like that it completely acknowledges it. I like there's a lot of fun things here. There's a little bit where I started counting eyes in this like first chunk. Yeah, I had called Avion the night before to see if he wanted to go to the house. I hugged him hard when he pulled up to my house. I hopped out of the truck only to start coughing. Like and even though Avion is a different thing, it's like I had called Avion the night before. I hugged him. We got into his truck. It was a short drive. I hopped out of the truck. Like all of it is like subject. It's subject action clause, right? So if you were to take these, I had called Avion the night before to see if I wanted to go to I hugged him hard when he pulled up to my house. We got into his truck and I had to pull myself up. Again, you've got the I had to pull myself up. It was a show to blah blah blah. I hopped out. Avion tossed the thing. Okay, so let's ignore the rest of this for a second. Every single one of these gives me like I did this thing. I did this thing. We did this thing. It was this thing. I did this thing. He did this thing. So they always end up in the same order, which you just said that's usually where I struggle. So that's like a good thing to keep an eye on and to know that you struggle with. Honestly, so it was the last day at home before I left for college. My last chance to say goodbye to my best friend. This is a really good opportunity that you could use to kind of come in from a completely different angle. Like this is the reasonable way to start. But like you could push sentence variety and character voice if you do this in the same energy you did down here. Like, because these right here, for a moment he looked like an angel, we should have been more careful. These aren't like statements. These are your character's thoughts. They're not like word for word thoughts, but you're giving us our character's feelings. So like if you wanted to like really push, you could really play with like I'm trying to think of like what would be like, the way that I would phrase it of like I would like end it. One last night before I leave for college. That's probably like I would probably like tease it around a little bit. Like summer had to end eventually and that ended tonight. One last night before I leave for college, one last chance to say goodbye to Avion. So like these are like this is just like it's saying the same thing, but you're saying it in a less obvious way. It was my last day before I left for college, my last chance to say goodbye to my friend. Like honestly, this right here it tells us exactly what you need to tell us, right? It's my last day at home before I left for college, but it ends up feeling very simple, very juvenile, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just a very simple way to say it. It's my last day at home. It was my first day of school. It was like, you know, you're setting your scene for us. But if you can set the scene either with like character energy, right? So this is going to be like if you wanted like focus on like character voice. Summer had to end eventually, and that ended tonight. Like that gives us an idea of how your character feels. If your character doesn't feel this way about Summer, you can twist it around a little bit, right? Like, so you could probably twist it over to like Summer had always felt endless, but I knew it wasn't really. I knew it was. Summer had always felt endless, but I knew it wasn't. Everything ends eventually. You know, this is a little bit more pessimistic. Like this has got a little bit more pessimism to it. Summer had always felt endless, but I knew it wasn't. Everything ends eventually. Like, you know, that's a little bit like, is it okay if it's a single sentence past the page rank? Yeah, I'll allow that. One sentence. Like, that's a good way to do it. Or if you don't want to lean into the character voice of it, you could do description, right? The sun was heavy in the sky. It was the hottest day of the summer. And of course it was the last. You know, give me a little bit of like a like physical description around you. Now I'm just making shit up at this point, but this is just like, you know, there's other ways to give you that little bit of thing. Same thing, like you can take any of these and just kind of twist around the way that you're saying them. But yeah, I'll find one of my grade 12 short stories and send you at some point. That one should have a better representation of my writing. Yeah, I know you're saying it's not up to my usual standards. I know you wrote this in like 20 minutes. Like, that's totally fine. I'm just using unfortunately I'm using you as an example of little things that you can do. At this, I will say right off the bat, reading it, there was nothing where I was like, oh, you need to change this. It's not good. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm really digging for things to be like, here's things that you could kind of fuck around with. Here's how you could kind of up this, change this, twist this a little bit. Like, and even like little ones like this one. We got into his truck and I had to pull myself up using the door handle as usual. That one's an easy fix of like, one hand on the door. I heft myself into his car. And we leave a trail of dust behind us. Like, that's like a quick little like twist between like, we got into his truck and I had to pull myself up using the door handle as usual. Like, that's telling us what happens, but you could also twist it a little bit, you know. One hand on the door, I heft myself into his car and we leave a trail of dust behind us. Like, now you've kind of got like a little bit more cinematic going on. Yeah, for me, when critiques get almost nitpicky, I see that there's hardly anything there to correct. Yeah, no, the writing is great. I'm just giving you things to elevate it. I'm giving you things to like, okay, this is good. How can you elevate it? How can you go to the next level? How can you push? I'm not saying like, these are bad, fix them. These are just like, I'm putting new icing on the same cake. None of this is nitpicky. This is just like improvement stuff. This is stuff that editors do if you're like submitting a book. I appreciate it, really. Yeah. I love this kind of stuff. I never want people to feel offended by critiques. I'm just a huge critiquer. I would love to do editing long term, but I just don't think I'm quite up to par for that. But yeah, it's fun stuff. I don't think anybody else has finished with theirs yet. Apparently the juice box is done though. Oh my god. Yeah. What? Oh dear. Hang on. Brilliant. Yes. I would get this tattooed. I would get a tattoo with this. I would get a tattoo with the devil juice strawberry kiwi. I would indeed do that. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I appreciate that. Display capture, game capture, window capture. Okay. Okay, Pio has sent, so let me go fetch. Give me everything critique. Hey, I need access to it. You shared me a link, but you haven't made it public. I need you to go make that thing public, friend. If you don't know how to do that, you go up into here. You go up to the top, hit share, give it a name, and then you do restricted. Only people with the with access can open the link, and just turn it to anybody with the link, and then save it. That's how you get. I miss my creative writing class. Welcome, you're in creative writing class right here, right now. We're actively doing it. My best works were out of that class. No, genuinely. I miss being in creative writing as well. There is a chance that someday you could attend a class of mine, because I'm currently in the process of looking into following in Professor Claire's footsteps and getting a master's in creative writing and trying to host a college level class of creative writing. And that would be years away, like 5 or more years from now. But it's an idea. Okay. All right, we're here. We're here. All right, let's see how this goes. I would so sign up. That would be so fun. Did you have to end it, my sovereign? What's with the... All right. The golden-eyed girl said as she looked away. A single tear rolled down her cheek as the world bubble popped. She had remembered that world and the joy she had when walking among them and the inhabitants of this world. She dared not look up. She did not wish to see the face of her sovereign looming over her. They were good people. A good story. Did you have to end it tragically? You should know me, my dear. She had walked through all these worlds, the blessing given to her by her sovereign. It's almost cruel, but loving way. Oh yeah, okay. She bore witness to all worlds as her sovereign, in its difficult form of love, wished for all of creation to witness her, the most beautiful of all its creations. This little thing going on here, this is cool. It's very funky. She stood up suddenly, still not daring to look back as she exited the grand hall. She passed by hundreds of bubbles, her hand lingering on each cold bubble for a slight second, reminiscing and grieving. She knew that all would end, and she would bear witness to them all with her sovereign. But still, she walked past the different rooms. She knew her sovereign was still watching. She didn't care. Her sovereign was all-encompassing, and it could see what it wanted to see. Her frustration, her agony of watching every single world slowly die, but still she walked. This is good. I like that. She had reached the end of the grand hall, and a wind passed through the hall, pushing the grand doors open to the sea of chaos, the beginning of creation. She sat in the decrepit boat as the ferryman gave her a wary look before setting off. A single coin was all he needed, but he dared not cause a ruckus for the beloved of creation. She ran her hand through that primordial chaos, the very essence of creation. It crashed around her, and just like any time before, the Sea of Chaos did not destroy her in its chaotic wake. My dear, no. Where are you going? You know where I'm going, you omniscient... This is fun. This is really fun. This is the first piece where you're like pulled out of this like magical like worldly world where it's like, you know, she's gliding through these rooms in the Sea of Chaos, and it's like, you know where I'm going, you omniscient, like, she's about to call him like, you omniscient fuck. Like, she's so like human suddenly. She sighed as she leaned back in her seat. She flicked some water upwards into the sky, the water spraying back at her as the ferryman recoiled and covered himself. Princess, you know that you cannot splash the primordial chaos everywhere, especially with others around. I am not immune to everything within creation like you are. I know, you old man. You are far older than I, princess. Shut up. This is so human. She pouted lightly as the boat passed through the eternal city. Its golden skyscrapers going up, maybe down, she didn't know at this point. But finally the boat slowed as they neared the garden. Getting up as she walked into the garden, her hand brushing the flowers as she walked towards the pagoda in the center of it all. Must you, my sovereign? Yes, you know it will break if you keep your memories. She sat down at the little tea table, pulling up her knees and hugging them to her chest. She felt its warmth, maybe its coldness as it stood behind her, its arms slowly wrapping around her as it whispered into her ear. I love you, my dear, for all of eternity and time, it said as her eyes slowly closed. Her face and its likeness was beauty itself as she slept once again. This is so fun. I love this little, like, quippy, energetic character. You immediately have such good character voice. I immediately recognize that this is like we're very clearly not coming from there's something called psychic distance. A writer talked about something called psychic distance, how far narrator is from main character, and this is a really far psychic distance. The way that she's interpreting the world and the way we're hearing about it are not the same. We're not hearing from inside her head, because in the writing it's very grand, you know. It's talking about the grand hall and the sea of chaos, and like a single coin was all he needed, but he dared not cause a ruckus for the beloved of creation. Like, it's very like flowery and poetic, and then it's just, I know you, old man. You know where I'm going, you omniscient. Like it's very like it's very distinct. Narrator and main character are not the same person, which I think is really, really cool. I think it's used really well in this. I would say one of your only things to keep an eye on is I think you have a lot of fragments and run-on sentences that aren't quite full sentences. Been lurking and just had to say, I swear you're on like hankering levels of giving yourself things to do. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean. I'm just considering getting a master's degree. Listen, man, just listen, chill, it's fine. I can do a full-time job and stream 3 times a week and go to the gym twice a week and also get a master's degree, right? And also produce the lore and also finish writing a book. I can do all of those things, right? That's a normal amount of things to do. Please tell me I can, because I'm not going to stop. Help. I'm so tired. God. But yes, what I was saying is you have some sentences that I'm certain are not full sentences. Let's see. She beats Xander over the head with a pillow. No. She had remembered that world and the joy she had when walking among them and the inhabitants of this world. This, I think, is a run-on sentence, and if it's not technically a run-on sentence, it's really choppy. First off, you already have remembered ED, so you could just like she remembered that world. She remembered that world, comma, the joy she had when walking among them and the inhabitants of this world. That just smooths it out immediately. She remembered that world, the joy she had when walking among them and the inhabitants of this world. If she's talking about just one world in specific, I would say she remembered that world, the joy she had when walking among it, and the inhabitants. I would say walking among it and its inhabitants. That's how I would phrase this, just to smooth that out. Instead of she had remembered that world and the joy that she had when walking among them and its inhabitants, this would be the smoother, like, she remembered that world, the joy she had when walking among it and its inhabitants. That just kind of smooths your sentences out. I think that's one of your major things, is that it was hard to read some sentences because I couldn't understand what they meant. She had walked through all these worlds, the blessing given to her by her sovereign, its almost cruel but loving way. This is a fragment. It's almost cruel but loving way. There's something that needs to be added of like by her sovereign, in like that right there makes it a full sentence. Like, you see how the thing went away? The blessing given to her by her sovereign in its almost cruel but loving way. That makes it a full sentence. Also, you did not do your little thingy on Sovereign there if you need to make this into the correct thing. But yeah. I mean, other than that, like, just like picking through some of your sentences and kind of smoothing them out. Let's see. I was trying to see if there's any other specific ones I could think of. Yeah, that's really it. It's mostly just at the beginning when you're doing some descriptions, there's a little bit of mess. There was one, where's the C? Yeah, she had reached the end of the grand hall and a wind passed through the hall, pushing the grand doors open to the sea. You've got grand hall, grand doors, and you've got hall and hall. Like, there's a little bit repetition. You could say, like, she had reached the end of the grand hall and a wind swept, I like to say swept through. You don't have to specify because we're in the hall. Pushing the grand doors, pushing the, she had reached the end of the grand hall and, I would say, as she reached the end of the grand hall, a wind swept through, rushing around her and pushing the grand doors open to the sea. Pushing the looming doors open to the sea. Something like that. I don't know. You see what I mean? I'll just like play around a little bit so you don't have too much repetition. But that's kind of, those are kind of my little adjustments that I would give. Any questions, comments, self-defense, hate? Tyrio done? Sweet. Yeah, I see. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's literally the only advice I have for this one is just like go through and like take each sentence, pull it out and read it as one sentence and see like, does that make complete sense on its own? And just kind of make sure they're not like too messy with them or like too confusing or too like repetitive. But yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love this ending. I think it is so fun. I love her sitting down on her little tea table. I love like feeling, you have really good character voice. Like your sentence structure is the thing you want to look at, but your character voice is so good. I love seeing like obviously she's like this incredibly powerful being, but she also has no say in this. Like she's somehow like beneath this sovereign, but yet at the same time she's like beyond creation itself. So like I think it really is a really good, really strong character voice. She felt its warmth, maybe its coldness as it stood behind her. I love the uncertainty, the cruel but loving way. Like, I love you, my dear, for all of eternity and time. And like, and then she's like put to sleep again. Like, it just, the story is so there. The descriptions are there. I can picture it. I can see it. It's all like opalescent. It's so pretty. So very cool. Clean up your sentence structure. You got a really cool thing going on. All right, let me go get Tyrio. Hi, my kid. We're doing writing. You just showed up in time for me to tear Tyrio apart limb from limb. Tyrio. Are you just a spoon right now? All right, trigger warning list is character death and gore. Word count is 1,000 words. Boundaries, please don't hurt me. I don't want to be ripped apart, but I do want tips. Oh, so I can't rip you apart limb from limb. It's a boundary, darn. Well, since you set a boundary, I suppose I'll let your limbs stay on. Was either of the critiques I did on Pio or Sammy too rough today? Do you want something softer than that? Or those kind of, because that's kind of the level I'm sitting at, ATM. Of like what we're picking up. No, you're good? Okay, cool. I learned to set boundaries, otherwise you'd kill me. That is true. I would in fact do that. All right, let's read. Apple Star. All right, we're in Warrior Cats. Apple Star thundered across the field, darting back and forth between the writhing bodies of fur all around him. Underneath this, oh wait. Hang on, pause. We were gonna get really intense, but I wanted to double check something. Pio, did you have a metaphor, a simile, or a motif? Did you have one of those? Did you cover that? Did you cover that? If not, wait, hang on. I forgot to check. Technically you have a metaphor. You do have a metaphor. You do. At the very, very end. As her eyes closed, her face in its likeness was beauty itself as she slept once again. Her face is beauty itself. That's technically a metaphor. I'll let you win with that one. Check. You pass. Okay, back to Tyrio. I forgot about the metaphor until the end. That's okay. You saved it in the final sentence. You got there. Okay, Tyrio. Reminder for things we're looking for: sentence structure, character voice. The theme is a final moment, and we're looking for a metaphor, simile, or motif. Cool. Applestar thundered across the field, darting back and forth between the writhing bodies of fur all around him. Underneath his paws, there was a sticky, slick feeling of blood splashing thickly up his legs. No matter where he turned, cats fought, screeching. No matter where he ran, there was a brawl in his way, keeping him from getting to her. Applestar opened his muzzle, blood dripping off his nose from a scratch, rendering it useless. Letting the air wash over his tongue, tasting for a scent, he snarled in frustration. All he could smell was SkyClan's foul scent and the stench of a losing battle. That's good. I like that a lot. Without any further hesitation, he leapt. Okay, I need this. Hang on. I cannot do that song right now. Without any further hesitation, he leapt further into the mass of warriors, shouldering cats out of the way. As he tried to push I can't listen to music right now. I can't read. As he tried his best to push over the field, Applestar wheezed sharply under the sudden weight of a cat rolling over his back. The metallic scent of blood clouded around him, warmth streaming over his forehead and into his eye, turning what little sight he had blurry. He heaved upward, blinking wildly. With the cat on his blind side, Applestar's head had to turn far to see a limp, trembling cat on the ground. When the Molly struggled to stand, the leader whirled, taking a step back to put his body over hers, allowing her time to recover as he yowled and lashed blindly at a dark-furred cat. The lithe body grew tall in her rear, allowing Applestar to take the moment to lunge into their midsection, throwing them backwards. They yelped, crashing into two other cats. He panted, shaking his muzzle and leaving the now standing Molly to take over her fight. Applestar almost joined her side, ready to flay the Tom who dared fight a Molly so much smaller than himself, when a shriek sounded again. He paused, head lifted, curled ears bringing her sweet voice to him. His breath caught all over again. The pit in Applestar's belly opened, heart dropping into it. His blood ran cold and his claws hooked into the dirt, unyielding fear and rage coursing his veins. Mission re-realized. Good use of the word. Mission re-realized. Applestar pivoted on his heel, ducking his head and forcing cats from his path, throwing them back and forth with his body. All the energy he had lost found itself back within him, the burn of effort in his muscles bringing a drawn-out bellow from his chest. Bursting from the battle, Applestar's head lifted, his red eye instantly locked into a bright white pelt glittering in the moonlight, as it always did. Sunfrost looked beautiful, even with the stained crimson of blood. If he didn't know her, he'd never known her pelt was not only white, but splashed with blue-gray patches. But seeing his mate grappling for her life, Applestar grit his teeth, swinging his head heavily upwards. With a roar, he lunged, tackling her competition to the ground, tearing into the pelt underneath him. From the corner of his good eye, he saw the white form of his beloved mate darting into the safety of the bushes, leaving a small trail of fur and blood as it shook off her pelt. Knowing that Sunfrost was safe now, Applestar let down his guard. His blows weakened, delayed in his exhaustion of battling for so long and hard to find where Sunfrost's agonized shrieks had come from. If only Sunfrost had turned to look back just a moment earlier. She'd always been on Applestar's blind side, saving him from kits trying to scare him, or from soft-footed warriors walking up to him with a question or report. If she had turned back, she'd have seen Crystal Star barrel out of nowhere, ready to defend his clanmate, as Applestar spent all of his attention ripping them apart. But she was too slow. From his blind side, sharp claws hooked under his neck, yanking him back. He had no warning. It didn't even hurt. All Applestar could hear was a fading scream as the world engulfed in darkness. He wasn't sure when the voice of his mate fully faded away, but now there was nothing but silence. Applestar took in a sudden, sharp breath, head lifting up. He looked around wildly, resting on a soft, bright green grass. His body felt strong, ready, rejuvenated as he leapt up, ready to leap back straight back into the fight, but no one was there. He tilted his head, brow lifting in suspicious concern. There was no evidence there even was a battle. No blood on the grass, no tufts of fur, no bodies being aided by Panther Moon. His fur bristled with unease. There was no sunfrost. At the quiet crunching of fresh grass, Applestar's confusion was short-lived, replaced by ready violence. He rolled around, snarling, claws extended. Welcome, Applestar. Before him was not a wave of bloodthirsty clan star warriors ready to meet his bared teeth, but kind violet eyes glittering with starlight. Applestar's fur flattened, body relaxing in shock, mouth falling open. The fluffy body walked forward, stopping just a tail length away from him, giving him a better view of her white body, swirled in black markings. Her scent drifted into his nose, stroking Applestar up as he breathed softly. Whispering Rose. She smiled lovingly, gazing up at her son. Nodding, she leaned up, nuzzling her head underneath his chin without another word. Applestar leaned forward. It wasn't just her, but everyone. His mentor, old friends, previous leaders, cats he had known, cats who had given up their 9 lives. Cats who had given him the 9 lives he led ThunderClan with. Whispering Rose pulled back, leaning up and putting her nose against his, snapping Applestar's attention down to her. Go, she spoke simply. Applestar stared into her eyes, closing his mouth slowly. He nodded curtly, wrinkling his nose in determination. Once again, the world faded away, turning to black. This time when he awoke, Applestar could feel the sting of wounds all over him. The overwhelming agony that once wreathed in a deep gash around his throat melted away. The wound that had killed him sealed into a scar. Applestar hauled himself up, carefully nudging Sunfrost's nose from his fur, chin lifting and glaring into Crystalstar's back. The gloating SkyClan leader had tipped his head back, yelling triumphantly into the sky. Applestar sneered slightly, lightly leaping, bouncing off the ground and upwards, claws hooked under Crystalstar's throat. With a single yank, ThunderClan's eyes lit up in bright victory. Interesting. So I'm guessing he came back because he hadn't used up all 9 of his lives, so he got to come back. Okay. So how could you do this with a very lovingly kissed brick? I stim so hard my hands are tingling. That's so funny. So I like this story. I like this a lot. I think the story is really fun. Even if you're not into cats or whatever, like, it's like there's a fun story to follow here. You understand the concern, somebody trying to run to their soulmate, take care of them, you know what it is. Like, I like the where is it? This needs to be a new paragraph, but if only Sunfrost had turned back to look back a moment earlier. This is good. The memories of a previous time. In terms of character voice, I'm really getting that. So we have a quite a bit of psychic distance again. Again, psychic distance is how far narrator feels from person being there, okay? So we have a pretty strong, a pretty big psychic distance in this writing. The narrator is very clearly not Applestar. There's a lot of detail in this. There's a lot of long, like, explaining situations that it wouldn't be understood if this was being told from his point of view. Same thing with things like if only Sunfrost had turned back to look a moment earlier. This is very clearly like a omniscient third-person narrator, very distant from like the actual heat of battle. This is almost like looking on and like observing, kind of telling this story. Yeah, these are interesting. I like these. Yeah, the character voice that we're getting is coming from like this section, like where like I'm getting the character voice through like obviously right now the only thing that matters is his mate. He's like tucking in, he's like, fuck this shit. Like he stops to help one other cat and then he's like, all right, fuck you, you handle that. I gotta go deal with this thing over here. Like I gotta go find her. He like hears her yell and is like running over to her kind of thing. Same thing with like, you know, he dies and goes to see his mom. Is that, I would say personally, I would change this. We call her Whispering Rose down there and we know who that is. If I died and went to heaven or hell and saw my mom and my first words out of my voice were Teresa, I think she'd slap me. So yeah, I would replace that with either mom or mama or any, like, I would put a word of endearment, because right now it hits really weak, only because if you're reading this from a third person perspective, it's like, oh my god, we get to see somebody. Who is this person? Who is this person? Whispering Rose. Bitch, who? And then gazing up at her son. It's like, oh, it's his mom. In the books, cats don't really call them by parental names. They usually just use their actual names. Yes, but you're not the books. You're a fan writer, so you can elevate the writing of the books. The books can have their level of writing. You can elevate that emotionally if you choose to, considering you're a fan writer. So you kind of puck around with that to give that intense, like, because right now the impact comes late. It's like Whispering Rose, bitch, who? Gazing up at her son. Oh, that's his mom. Like I think it would have more of an impact that way. But also if you want to stick with the story style, the book style, that's totally fine too. Again, I'm not in this fandom, so like if this would hit correctly in the book with like the same energy as like Mama, like if that would hit with the same thing like Whispering Rose, and it's like like that works fine if this is meant to be an internal fic, like people will know kind of thing. The only thing that I have to say, so I did not catch, I really tried to look for it. I did not catch any metaphor, simile, or motif going on here. The closest thing to a motif that I could find was scent, and like being really noteful about smell, but I think that's more of like a thing because these are cats and less of like a reoccurring motif. I don't think blood counts as a motif here. So I'm not quite seeing that, so I would try to push some of those, just because I did say try to add one of those in, and I don't think I got any of them. Again, that's just for a stupid, like, if you were trying to follow the rules, but I would recommend trying to give a little bit metaphor or simile, because right now what you're lacking in, I personally think, again, this is nitpicky. I'd like to clarify first off, this is really good. I'm going to get nitpicky now. You are really, really, like, there's a lot going on. You're dealing with a really intense fight scene with a lot of moving pieces, which makes this reading really, really dense and really heavy and kind of hard to get through. Because everything is like direct statements and there are no poetic devices. We're not using any metaphors, we're not using any similes, we're not using any symbolism, we're not using any onomatopoeias, we're not using any personifications, we're not using like any poetic devices. All of this is just straight fact. You know what I mean? Like everything down here is like we're getting a lot of imagery, which is good, but it's all just facts of what's going on. He heaves upwards with his cat on the blind side. He turns to see this cat. When the Molly stands up, he whirls around. He jumps over hers. He allows her times to stand up. The other body goes back on its hind legs. We lunge forward. They yelp. They fall back. He pants. He shakes his muzzle. He joins the fight. You ready to flay the tom? He pauses. He lifts his head. He curls his ears. His breath is caught. He remembers his job. He pivots on his heels. He's ducking his head. He's forcing the cats. He's throwing them. Like, it's like action, 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 action. Like we're like it is just thing over and over and over and over and over again. I would try to lighten up the density of this writing a little bit by pulling out some of this description that may not be 100% necessary if you can find places where it is. I'm trying to use like this section here. Seeing his mate grappling for her life, Applestar grit his teeth, swinging his head heavily upwards. With a roar, he lunged, tackling her competition to the ground, tearing into the pelt underneath him. From the corner of his good eye, he sees the white form dart to safety. Like, I think there's a lot of detail into how he does that might not be necessary, that if you could pull it out, I would probably, like, I would kind of play around with, like, he so like his body moved as if possessed, lunging out with a what did you say, a roar? Lunging out with a roar that tears from his throat, kind of thing. He's tearing into a pelt before he can what am I trying to say? He's tearing into a pelt before he can get it, before he can even get his footing. Instincts driving every muscle in his body forward. Like some, you know what I mean? Like give us more of the like if you shorten the psychic distance just a little bit to give us not only what he's doing, but his interpretation of how he's feeling doing it. Because right now we're like standing across the battlefield and we're saying Applestar grits his teeth. I can see that. I can see him swing his head upwards. I can see him roar. I can see him lunge. I can see him tackle. I can see him tear into the pelt underneath him. Those are all like, I can see these things. But if we step just like a tiny bit closer psychically, his body moved as if possessed. It's like, oh God, okay, I'm going. Lunging out with a roar that tears through his throat. Okay, I can feel it. I have a sense that I'm adding to. He feels this thing. He's tearing into a pelt before he can even get his footing. Instincts driving every muscle of his body forward. So now, not only are we getting he's disorientated, he's rushing, his body is lunging, and now we know it's instinct that's driving him. Like, he's letting this primal drive take him where he needs to go. Like, there's a lot of different things that are happening here that takes us a step closer to our author. So, or our main character. So instead of being like, I see him do this, I see him do that, it's, I am doing this, or he is doing this, and he feels this thing, and hears this thing, and, he can, you could even, say, he, if you wanted to say, if I edit this, he can feel his teeth tearing into a pelt before he can even get his footing. Now, not only is okay, he tears into the pelt underneath him. No, I can feel that there's fur in my mouth. There's skin under my teeth. I'm breaking skin before my feet are even on the ground. I'm overwhelmed. I am intense. That's we're stepping into this, and suddenly the intensity of what you're feeling goes up by 100. Because now you're not just telling the reader yeah, if you were sitting on this battlefield, you could see these things he's doing. It's okay, put me in the head. What do I feel? What do I hear? What level of intensity am I feeling this at? Other notes, if we're in a fight scene, remember, shorten those sentences. Fights move really fucking fast. It is okay to snap, snap, snap. Fragment sentences are totally fine, especially in fight scenes like this. If I were to pull up this one, where's the one? Taking a step back to to put his body over hers, allowing her time to recover as he yowled and... Wait, okay. This is a long sentence. When the Molly struggled to stand, the leader whirled, taking a step back to put his body over hers, allowing her time to recover as he yowled and lashed blindly at a dark-furred cat. This is a really long sentence that is telling us a lot of things. When the Molly struggled to stand, he threw aside his safety. Instead of like he whirled around, taking a step back over to put his body over hers. He threw aside his safety, placing his body between hers and the dark mass, still lashing, still the black mass that threatened her. We can do that. When the Molly struggled to stand, he threw aside his safety, placing his body between hers and the black mass that threatened her. For claws, he lashed out at anything he lashed out at anything he could reach. He reached out at anything for claws, he lashed out at anything he could reach. When the shape and then you can go into the next thing of like the lithe body grew tall and like, you know, lashed out at anything he could reach. Watch for an opening. The lithe body stretches. The lithe body stretches tall, rearing back, and instincts move him. You don't have to use instincts all the time. I'm just giving you like ideas. Lithe body stretches tall, rearing back, and instincts move him. Lunge. You know, like the lithe body stretches tall, rearing back, and instincts move him. Lunge. The cat is thrown backwards. Another thrashing body among the fight. The Molly is on her feet. And he had spared her enough time. Something like that, you know? When the Molly struggled to stand, he threw aside his safety, placing his body between hers and the dark mass that threatened her. For claws, he lashed out at anything he could reach. Watch for an opening. The lithe body stretches tall, rearing back, and instincts move him. Lunge. The cat is thrown backwards, another thrashing body among the fight. The Molly's on her feet, and he had spared her enough time to recover. There you go. That's kind of like the idea. Because right now, you're putting us in the head. Put us in the head. Make this intense and quick for us. Because right now, it's when the Molly struggled to stand, the leader whirled around, taking a step back to put his body over hers, allowing her time to recover as he yowled and lashed blindly at the furred cat. You're giving me all of the story of intensity, but right now you're just telling me you're talking like a sports commentator. Like you're like, and he throws the ball, and over there, Mr. Morgan gets the puck and he slaps it across the field. And like, I've read a lot of your writing, and I know that you can do really intensive in-story stuff, but this one is very distant. So yeah, this is just like a thing of like, fragment sentences are absolutely allowed in action scenes, especially in fight scenes. Fur claws, he lashed out at anything he could reach. That's a quick little short one. Watch for an opening. That's not even technically a full sentence. Watch for an opening. That's just a thought. It's a feeling. It's an instinct. And the same thing with like lunge. Like that's just like a command. That is not a full sentence, but that's a fragment that's allowed, especially in fight scenes. So, a couple things to think about. Just a couple little ideas you can play with. I feel like I was writing far too fast to do what I normally do, but I was very proud of that first paragraph. Yeah, no, you're totally fine. And like, that's what I'm saying. I'm being picky about this kind of stuff. yeah, this like between the writhing bodies of fur all around him is really fun. Underneath his paws, there's a sticky feeling of blood splashing thickly around his legs. Yeah. No matter where he turned, cats fought screeching. No matter where he ran, there was a brawl in his way, keeping him from getting hurt. Like those are really good. Yeah, these are all really good. You definitely had a lot going here, and then you were trying to get a full story in, which I understand. Maybe I don't understand how this works. Would the stench of a losing battle be a motif? That's not a motif, but it is a it's not personification. It's what is the word for that? I guess imagery is the best word for it. I'm guessing it's just it'd just be called imagery. You're giving just like a deep description of something that may not be completely accurate, but you're using it as like, it's not quite a motif, it's not quite a simile, it's not quite a metaphor, but like it is imagery and description. Simile has to be, so simile is like her as, you know, she like looked like an angel as he fell. That was a simile. A metaphor is her face is beauty. Like that's a metaphor. Like it is the thing, not it's like the thing. And then a motif is a reoccurring image over and over again that's used as a symbol. So I need something similar. Apple Star. So like Apple Star's clan could see they had lost because Crystal was all triumphant, but when they watched their leader like slaughter, and they knew they had one. Yeah. I guess it was just that it was like with a single yank, ThunderClan's eyes lit up in bright victory. I didn't realize that that meant like the entire clan. Like I thought it was referring to like him as the entirety of the clan. His eyes are lighting up bright with victory. So maybe specify like ThunderClan witnessed as one the moment of an absolute victory. This isn't required. I'm just giving comments at this point. Anyways, those are just little ideas. Arctic, to show me, you can just send me a link in the Discord. Drop me a link in the kitchen under writing pretty words. If you can drop a link, make sure it's a link that I can access. If it's like a Google Doc link. If you aren't comfortable putting it in the Discord server, you can always DM it to me as well. Either is okay. This might be my final one because I really have to go to bed. I've been live for longer than I anticipated. All this time. I'm also hungry again, bro. I had such a big dinner. I cannot be hungry again. I don't know why my scars hurt today. One of these days I'll write something and let you read it on stream. Yeah, one of these days. Very happy. I'm glad. One of these days I'll make it to the writing stream on time. Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be a writing stream. I actually don't know how we got here. I was doing art today. I was complaining. Why does it always start with you complaining? I genuinely could not tell you. Whatever. Yeah, somehow we ended up here. I made something wonderful happen. I agree. I was starting to punch the writing of tea. Oh, I remember. I guess I'm not gonna get a shower in tonight, man. If I still have another one to do. Otherwise, we can resume this, and I can let people work on their writing again, and we can resume this another night. Because it is 11:30. I have to go to bed in 30 minutes, and I was supposed to shower, and I have to pack, and I don't think I'm gonna get to shower tonight. I'm not gonna be able to shower this weekend, though. I have to go shower. Like I've got to go take a shower right now. I actually do, for the sake of me. Arctic, I'm gonna give you hugs and smooches and love. But I will be sure to read yours live on stream next time, and I'll do that for anybody else who isn't done as well. But like, I have got to go take a shower, otherwise I'm not gonna. Oh god, I'm already running late for the night. I was live way later than I wanted to be. But I promise I will get to yours the next time I'm live. I'm sorry. No, it's so okay. I just didn't even realize how late it had gotten. Okay, let me go see. Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Where can I send you? Oh, Claire. I'm sending you guys to Claire. Oh, there she is. She's playing Split Fiction right now. I do plan to play Split Fiction. There will be a day that I do that. I'll be playing it with whoever I play it with. All right, I'm gonna start up a raid. Okay, I'm sending you guys off to go talk to Claire. Enjoy your night. I will not be streaming this weekend. I apologize. Give all of your mothers a kiss for. Oh, she just went BRB. Well, that's okay. She'll BRB, and we'll be there when she comes back. Otherwise, I gotta go for the weekend. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and take care of your moms.